Hi guys, welcome back. Hope you are all safe and doing good. So in today's video, we are going to learn to make these 6 amazing planters from waste materials that I'm sure are available at everyone's place. Since we are in this lockdown, I thought why not use the waste materials and convert them into beautiful planters instead of moving out to buy one. There's also a part 2 of this video wherein I'll teach you all to make such amazing planters. So stay tuned and don't forget to check out the video. So for my first planter, I'm using this old plastic cup. Actually it was just lying down there and nobody was using it. So I thought why don't I use this and convert it into a planter for my plants. Recycling these old cups, containers and converting them into some amazing useful things is a great way to reduce the environmental burden for pollution. And in addition, you don't have to spend from your pockets to buy planters if you are a gardener. So for this planter, all that I did was I took the cup and painted it with a white acrylic color to give it a clean look. And I did some leafy pattern over it. Adding details with black and white acrylic color, my planter was all ready for use. All it needed was just a plant. Once we have searched for an old cup and converted it into a planter, the next thing to search for is a coconut shell. Taking the coconut shell, we need to scrape out all the leftover coconut and rub the outer side with a sandpaper for a finished look. After scraping with the sandpaper along the entire surface of the coconut shell, what I am going to do next is take oil. You can use any oil. Here I am using coconut oil to give it a polished look like this. To paint the shell, I am using a white acrylic color, and to mold it into a desired shape, I am using this clay here. Actually, I am gonna turn this shell into a tortoise planter. So this clay, I'll use it to make the head and full limbs of my tortoise planter. Once we are done with the head and the limbs, our next step is to paint this planter and to bring it to life. For this, I am using a combination of green and brown and detailing it with black. For the eyes, to make them pop out and look a bit bigger and real, I bought these googly eyes from the stationery. If you don't have these, you can do the eyes with normal black and white acrylic paint. Since this is a planter, don't forget for the drainage holes. After adding in the soil and the plant, our planter is all ready. See how beautiful it looks. Don't forget to try it out. Moving on to our third planter, taking the other half of the coconut shell, scraping and giving it a finished look, I'm gonna do a hanging planter. For this planter, I'll require some jute, that is 4 to 6 strings of jute, some 40 centimeters long. I'm gonna tie it at one end like this and then tie knots as shown in the video. After tying the knots all the way through, I'll take all the strings of jute and assemble them together with a knot. Then putting in the shell, I'm gonna add in some soil and the plant. For my fourth planter, I found a can. Thinking of what I can do with this and how can I convert this can into a planter, finally I came up with an idea and voila, it turned out to be one of my favorite planters. The can, I first washed it and allow it to dry. To cut the empty can, first I drew a reference line with a marker and then cut it into half using a cutter. Be careful with this step so that you don't cut your hand. To add in the detailing, I drew some eyebrows and eyelashes on this planter. Be careful and just cautious to draw symmetrical eyebrows and eyelashes on both the sides, so that there is an equal look on both the sides of the planter. Next, what I did was I took a drilling machine and drilled a hole for my nose ring and then inserted an old bangle into the hole as my nose ring. And the most funny part was that I added a headband to this planter and voila, it turned out to be a lady's face. All that it missed was long beautiful hair. So I thought, why not add in the plant and make the hair of this planter. To make the hair, I am using a turtle vine creeper here. If you don't have this turtle vine creeper, you can as well use any other hanging plant which you have. Moving on to our next planter. For this, I am using a plastic bottle and then cutting it into a panda figure. Then using black and white acrylic color, I'll paint and add in the details. If you want to hang this, you can use a jute rope or any other nylon rope. In a similar way, you can do this elephant planter. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share.